Hey guys, welcome to Alien World Aquatics. I'm
Hello.
Scott, this is Paige, and we're happy to be back with you guys on a Saturday. Got a couple cool things and bad things to share with you, but mostly good. But first we'll say hi. I know Anthony, Fishy Friends, had to go to work. Thanks for stopping by and hitting that like. We got Chevy Fish in the house, always the loyal Chevy Fish.
Yeah,
I'm
Chevy
still
Fish.
waiting for the Chevy, for a Chevrolet
To bring
to
the
be
Chevy to the level.
on. I'm waiting for the Chevy to get a cool icon with a cool Chevy on there.
He's cool enough, he doesn't need an icon.
We got color guppies in the house. It's a new one, I believe, for our stream here. Thank you for joining us. We got Select Pet, Scott's Aquatics. Always good to have additional
Hello.
Scotts in the house. William Pridemore. What's going on, everybody?
Hello. Thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
John
Doe. Got some new
Hi.
people in here. We appreciate it, guys. You guys coming on in. Hit that like, and if you haven't hit that subscribe. Is it volume? I wonder which microphone. Let me do a quick check on the audio here. Let's do this one. Aha, that's better, I bet. There we go. Okay, sorry, Dragon Lair. Thank you for letting me know.
Hi, Dragon Lair.
I had the wrong microphone connected. So now we got it.
Did anyone hear what we said?
Okay, we'll go back. We'll rewind. So we wanted to say thank you to Anthony's Fishy Friends for joining in and hitting that like button. And we got to go to work, but we appreciate you stopping by. We got the loyal Chevy. We got color guppies new in the house. Select Pet, Scott's Aquatics, William Pridemore, John Doe, Dragon Lair, always. Rockford Fish Keeping.
Hello.
Cool. Thank you guys for coming in. If you don't mind hitting that like, it would be awesome. And if you're new, if you feel the urge to subscribe, we would really appreciate it. I've been hovering a little bit over 400 pineapples for a while. So we really appreciate you guys stopping by and joining us on this Saturday. Let me see who else I have missed. There we go. Sorry about the fish and power. Just went to that myself a month ago or so. Yeah, I guess we can get right on into that issue. So Paige and I were outside on our patio the other day, and we heard a loud boom, like a gunshot. And I'm pretty sure that a transformer or some kind of electrical box near us blew up. And we lost power, and we all know as fish keepers, when you lose power, it is never fun. So, I was really worried. We had a lot of fish here, that were struggling a bit, and we basically didn't get power back from, I guess, 8 p.m. till almost 4 a.m. And luckily, we only had one little guppy die, but a couple of the other fish.
It's not lucky, but
I know
it's not. Been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
I mean, we were really worried about that guy behind me. Right, I can't point this guy right there, Chubster. I mean, he's the original fish for this whole house. I mean, he is just such a cutie and such a good personality fish that. We were so nervous. He was not looking great.
Yeah.
One of the angel fish in the tank over there was just swimming around on its side and going crazy. All the guppies in the alien tank way over there were almost all at the top of the tank, breathing for air. And it's just, man, it was so stressful because it's like all your fish and all basically your pets and the things that you like are basically, suffocating to death. And it was just awful, and I just was, in a bad way the whole night. I was not happy, but luckily everything made it through except for, like I said, one little tiny guppy, Endler cross that was in the alien tank, died last night, I think, but he was struggling during the power outage too, staying at the top, but I know a lot of people have gone through this, and I think Priscilla was nice and given some words of encouragement through Facebook, and we really appreciate when people throw a little bit of love when you're super stressed. It was never fun. It was not fun at all. But before we continue, we must highlight this comment because it is true. You've gotten so many compliments on your hair, no matter where we've gone to dinner or out to a fish store or whatever. You've gotten so many compliments on that hair.
Thank
We
you,
love
Dragon
it.
Lair.
It is
Appreciate it.
such a cool one.
Thank you.
It is awesome. Let me see, I haven't missed anything here. So yeah, someone was doing a hot wing challenge live show. They feature coral frags and set prices and spend a minute on each. I guess not totally an auction, but a coral merch sale.
That's cool.
And that's kind of what I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you guys have gone through this before, but if I was thinking in my head during the whole power outage, I was like, if most or all of my fish die, I was gonna basically just give up. I was just gonna give up and stop keeping most of my fish. I was gonna break down almost all the tanks, maybe keep a few, and depending on what survived, and maybe just start up a saltwater tank and maybe keep like 3 tanks total instead of like 12. So we lucked out that didn't happen, but I almost just felt like giving up. Because I just felt out of control. There's nothing I could do. There's nothing I could do to make it better. Yeah. So I'm not going to let this happen again. So yeah, it is always a nightmare, color guppies. I'm sure everyone's gone through it at some point. So what we did is we went on to Aquarium Co-op's awesome site, and we ordered a ton of the little nano USB air pumps, and I went on Amazon and bought a bunch of battery banks that I can plug them into during a power outage. So next time we will not have this issue. I don't think they're going to run heaters. Yeah, it shouldn't be as stressful next time. So hopefully I have that issue solved now, and we will not go through that again. But man, I was ready to throw in the towel. I was really just ready to be like, nah, I'm not doing this again, not going through it again. And it kind of makes me think that I'm not going to buy any more pet fish. And when I call pet fish are like chubster, the big blood parrot, or something that has,
or like Quasimodo or Puffer.
Yeah, like Quasimodo the Puffer. Like I was worried about him, and I just don't know if I lost everything, would I have it in me to start all over again? And I don't think that I do. I think that I would probably downsize a ton, and maybe just like I said, get a saltwater tank going and maybe 2 freshwater tanks, and that would probably be about it. Hey, what's going on, Pam? What's going down? But we luckily made it through that. Like I said, we got all those pumps from Aquarium Co-op, and I did purchase some other things from there too. Got some more plants from there, got some more crypts. What else did I order from there? I got
your cardinals?
Oh, well, that's a different thing. No, but that's good, because it was, while on the Aquarium Co-op site, I didn't even notice this before, but they are affiliated with a company called Aquahuna, I guess, which sells live fish. And I've never been on their website, and to be honest, the only person that I usually trust to buy fish online from is Dan's Fish, because I know he quarantines, I know he has, taken really good care of his fish. So we took a chance, and we ordered 20 cardinal tetras and 10 flame tetras, the Rio tetras, I think they're called. And I'm hoping they're going to be good. And when something's affiliated with Aquarium Co-op, I really do trust them more than not. So we're going to see how that goes, and I'm very, very excited to get a whole bunch of those cardinal tetras to add to my little 3 that I have in my alien tank with all the other tetras and guppies and endlers.
They're really affordable too.
Yeah, I was really surprised. They have really affordable prices. The shipping was really good. It was only like $13 for shipping, no matter how many fish I really ordered. They should ship, I believe, on Monday. I don't believe they ship any other days except Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So hopefully early next week we'll be getting a fish shipment in. I'll try to make a video of the unboxing for that, since it is the first time I have ordered from them, and maybe I'll do a little unboxing for the aquarium co-op stuff too. And so we'll see how that goes. I'm really interested, and maybe someone in the chat, I'm not sure if you guys have ordered from them before or not, but if you have, let me know what your experience was like in the chat, and we'll bring that up. Rockford Fish Keeping says, I have a possible fix. Once I get the $60 to buy new batteries for my computer, 1500 watt UPS, I'm going to hook it up to my LPH 60 pump and see how long it runs. Might work. Yeah, you know, I've looked at a lot of different options, but I just think that maybe these nano pumps will be a good start at least for that, and at least keep some oxygen going in the tanks, and hopefully it'll be better than nothing. You know, it'll be better than nothing. I mean, it definitely is a little bit pricey to get all the pumps for all my tanks and all the you know, the battery banks, you know, because you need to get a few battery banks, because my tanks, as you can see, are spread out, and there's ones to my right that are not within reach of some of the other tanks over here. So I had to get 3 of those battery banks and a whole bunch of those USB nano pumps, and I think I need to get a whole bunch more airline tubing, maybe a few more air stones, but I think we'll be okay, and hopefully we won't have to go through that again, because it is just the worst, and I'm not, man, if I lose all my fish, I am going to downsize so much. I don't know. I just don't want to go through this stress. But yeah, we ordered some stuff from Aquahuna, and we actually got some new fish that I will show you. See if I can pull them up here.
Also, we got plants from Aquarium Co-op.
Yeah, I got
banana
some
plants.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing I got. So I got a whole bunch of banana plants for the 70. Man, I can't point correct. For the 75, I'm gonna put a whole bunch of banana plants in there. I got some more crypts to add to the awesome crypts that Thomas C got us for my alien, or my dragon eye tank that is just filled to the brim with plants and doing really, really well. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes, and let me show you guys some of the new stuff. Let me see if I can pull up the first thing here. Let's see. Where did all my pictures go? Oh, well, there's one. So let's see. Let me go back here. Let's share the screen. Thank you for holding, guys. Aha! Let's share this. So I went to the fish store and got 8 cherry barbs, long fin cherry barbs. I really have liked cherry barbs before. I've had them before, long time ago, and they actually bred without me even knowing that they were going to do that. And I really do like these long fin versions of these cherry barbs. So I got 5 males, 3 females, and hopefully they'll do well. Maybe they'll breed, maybe they won't, but they are just beautiful. I love that red on the green.
Yeah.
They were really affordable too, so that was awesome. And hopefully they'll do awesome. Wait, is there catfish Terry in here? Yeehaw!
I obviously love red and green too.
Did I miss catfish Terry in here?
I know, I was looking.
I didn't see it pop up. I'm not sure.
Is he using his like real name?
I'm not sure. But that's one of the first fish that we got that's new. That is in the 75-gallon tank. That is filled with angelfish and a couple cory cats. And now 8 of these long fin cherry barbs. Everyone's doing well and getting along. No one's nipping each other, which I thought might be an issue. I thought the angels might nip at them, or they might nip at the angels, but everyone got along immediately, and no one's really doing anything naughty in there. Let me bring up the next fish. So the next fish that I got, some of you guys might be shocked because I've talked about this in a few streams, and I know when I actually said I was going to purchase these at the store, the lovely Paige was like, "Really? You're going to get these? Like, are you serious?" And so I have a 44-gallon Pentagon tank in the corner that you guys never see. It's a little bit farther away from the camera. And I decided, for the first time in my fish keeping career, I guess, I don't know what you call it, in my fish keeping time, I decided, let me remove that from the screen. Let me stop the screen there. Let me share. I got some dun, 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 goldfish.
Oh, wow.
I have never had goldfish before, and I was talking to Dr. Black about it, and it's one of the reasons I got them is because a couple of my tanks have such a ton of duckweed in them that I know goldfish love to eat duckweed. So I got 3. I think they're butterfly goldfish, or I think, gosh, I think, but they're really cool. So I got one that just looks like the standard, the standard orange. Let me see if I can pull up the next one. The next one is, remove that. Let's do this, and we'll share the next one. The next one is a little white one with yellow or orange on the top.
It's kind of blending in.
Yeah, it's kind of blending in
Skull.
with that skull there. But I got that guy. And let me see. I'll move that one. And let me pull up the last one here, if I can. Bear with me. Where did he go? Where is it?
Did you take a picture of it?
I did. Where is he? Aha! So I got also a... Bless you.
Thank you.
Hey, that's not a very good picture of him, but I was trying to get them done before the stream started. A little calico one. So I got 3 little goldfish. They're tiny. They're doing great eating, and I just thought it was a good addition, and I think... I don't know. I think, like Dr. Black was saying, purposeful existence is always a good thing. So
Yeah.
they'll eat some of the duckweed, and
They also entertain our bearded dragon, who's right across from their tank.
yes, that is very
He's been
true. Our
running
bearded
back and
dragon,
forth, looking at the fish.
absolutely, the bearded dragon is really having fun looking at those goldfish running back and forth. And I will show a little picture of the bearded dragon too, because he looks so cool. The epic photo of Sandler.
Yes, Sandler.
He looks so cool. It reminds me of, what's the Lion King?
Mufasa.
Mufasa. I love this
Prideful.
photo of him. He looks so happy with himself right now.
He's king of the rock.
He looks like the king of the rock. He's having so much fun going back and forth, just running, looking at those goldfish. He seems to be entertained by it. So if the goldfish are happy and Sandler's happy and we're happy, I think it'll be a nice fit for that tank. It's a 44-gallon, and if they need a bigger tank, we'll get them a bigger tank. But I'm just really happy to have something different, and I never thought I would have goldfish, but
Usually I like to get like the more rare, unique fish.
yeah, it's funny. When I first started keeping fish, I was more into the oddball fish. Something that was totally different, like eels and all sorts of different things.
Yeah.
But I really do think if I'm going to be a fish keeper, at some point I've got to keep goldfish. I think you got to do it. I remember back in the day I never wanted betas. We've had a few betas
we have
now.
a couple, yeah.
I also got a whole bunch more cherry shrimp for one of my little 5-gallon tanks, so hopefully they will start breeding like crazy, which would be awesome. Let me just catch up in the chat
Yeah.
so I'm not missing everybody. Come on, Splendens? I don't know what we're talking about. People talking in the chat there. And John, do I have a 29 gallons sitting around looking for a reason to set one up? Do it, John. Do it. Set them up. But yeah, I really like this guy. This little Sandler. He's growing so much too. He's shedding like maybe
every week.
like once a week he's shedding and growing so big, eating plenty of crickets, but he loves peas. He
Yeah.
loves the little dried peas that come in some of his dry
he'll
food
pick
too.
those out of like the rest of the food.
Yeah, he likes to run through his bowl of food and just get it everywhere though. He likes to. You spend such a nice time cleaning his tank, making it look nice, and as soon as you put food in there, he starts getting excited and running through all the food, getting it all messy again. But we love Sandler. He's such a cutie.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't had bearded dragons before, I definitely recommend it. They're so friendly, and you know, a lot of the lizards that we look at just kind of sit there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like leopard geckos are cool looking. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of times they just sit there. And you know, when we move around the house, you'll see like, you know, you see Sandler just like run over and be like, like, what are you guys
catch
doing?
him with his eyes on you like all the time.
Mufasa, ooh, say it again, Mufasa.
Nice.
Yeah, he is such a cool one.
And then Rockford said Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa.
Yeah. But they're so cool. Such, you know, they're full of personality and just seem friendly, and we love them. I'm so happy. We were on the fence for like an hour at the store before we actually decided to pull the trigger and get them. But when we went to the store, he was coming up to us at the tank. Like, no matter where we walked around the tank, he would follow us, and we just love having a bearded dragon. I'm very happy to have it.
Me too.
Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, I wanted to show him this. I got a nice picture of one of our cribs here.
Yeah,
it's doing really well. Check out this, guys. I love this guy. This guy's one of my crebensis that's in one of my 27-gallon cubes, and I love the colors, especially when he eats food.
It's like purple.
Yeah, it's really been glowing nice and blue and purple on those fins. But we love cribs. It's one of my favorite fish of all time are cribs. I think they are so underrated. And I think they're a great choice for people getting into the hobby because they have some color. They're a little bit cheaper than some of the other fish that you might find. And you know, they should be easy to breed. For me, it's not really been an issue of getting them to breed. It's finding a female. Sometimes I'll have a female but not a male. Then I'll have a male but not a female. So I don't know.
It's been tricky.
It's been tricky, but I think they are a great choice for beginners. I know one of the other people, one of our other fish fan brothers, loves crebensis is Sharpie. Sharpie loves his crebensis, and I think more people should look into them. I think they're overlooked, kind of like convicts are, because they're so basic, I would say. A lot of people consider them to be just like, you know, some of those beginner fish you might pass over. But I think in my experience, when you buy a crib that's in the fish store, they don't look nearly as good as when they're settled into your tank at home, especially when you have a ton of live plants.
Right.
I think you've noticed they've always colored up in my tanks, like way more than in the fish stores.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't kept cribs, I'm sure a lot of you have, but I would definitely recommend doing that and seeing what you can find, because there's a couple of different kinds too. You know, there's a lot of different types of cribs. I didn't even know that when I first got into them. There's a bunch of different kinds that you guys can look into. Let me remove that one. And let's see if there's anything else I wanted to show these guys on here. I cannot remember if there was another one. I don't think so. Let me see. I'll throw up a picture of this guy again, just for fun. That's not a good picture. That's a decent one. We'll put that up there just for that little guy. I do like this little guy.
Yeah. They're really pretty.
Rockford fish keeping. Daffodil cichlids are great. They form families and all take care of the babies. I have never heard of those. Have you heard of those?
No.
Daffodil
They sound
cichlids.
nice,
All right, let me do the standard Google that shit. Let's look this up. Daffodil.
Flowers came up.
Let me see. Daffodil cichlid. Oh, they're cool.
Those are pretty.
I have seen those in the stores, but I didn't know what they were called. That's a good recommendation.
Those are pretty.
Are these, Rockford, are these Africans or South Americans? What are they? I do like it. They had that like leer tail look to them.
I like their fins.
And they had that, oh man, they're like yellow and blues.
That's beautiful.
That's a really beautiful fish. I don't know if
How
I've
did we
ever
not
done
know?
that. Well, you know,
Look at that.
yeah, that's really cool. You know, a lot of the times when I go to the fish stores now, I just walk straight past the, I walk right past all of the African cichlids.
I know you do.
You know, in the past I've had African cichlids and I think they're beautiful. They're really awesome, colorful fish. I just get really frustrated with trying to find the balance of the aggression. There's always one that messes it up for the rest. Someone gets beat up, then you take one out to try to, you know, make that, then somebody else becomes the alpha and they start attacking. And I didn't feel like dealing with it anymore. I just didn't feel like trying to do that dance of finding which ones are going to work perfectly. I think if I was going to do Africans again, or you know, those more aggressive cichlids, I'd have to do maybe like a species tank, like just one species, and try to get them to breed. I can't remember what the name of the ones that I liked. Oh, like yeah. I've considered Tropheus. I know the king of DIY keeps Tropheus. I actually picked up some Africans a long time ago from a guy that was breeding Tropheus and needed to give me some yellow labs.
Oh, yeah.
That he needed space, so he gave me the yellow labs to have space for his baby Tropheus. And I think they're really cool fish. But I don't know. I just got out of wanting the Africans, and to be honest, I think a lot of the South American cichlids are kind of cooler. I think they have, I don't know, I just like them better. I can't back it up, but I don't know.
And I'm usually like, look at these beautiful fish.
And I'm just like, I'm down the aisle, and I'm like, okay, I don't care, I don't know.
Too aggressive.
I just don't feel like dealing with it. I don't know. Shellfish loved cribs when you had them. Why don't you get some more?
Yeah. And then make it your profile picture.
African, you probably saw Neil and yeah, I think that's one that came up. I'm not going to even try to repeat the names. I'm not good at the scientific names.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much
like those
what's been going on.
cichlids.
Yeah, they do look very interesting.
Maybe
and
we
maybe
should look-
if I went back into Africans, maybe that would be something.
Do you think Dan's Fish or this other site would have?
You know, I don't know if Dan's Fish keeps a lot of African cichlids. I think the one time he did that I saw in there, they came in by mistake or something. But I think for him, and I could be speaking out of my butt and be totally wrong. I think it's not as cost effective to have the bigger fish because you can get more little fish. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna put words in his mouth. So I'm gonna shut up right now. I'm not gonna put words in his mouth. Dan's Fish knows what he's doing. So, the other thing that I saw was I saw a link that Redfish Bluefish is starting his own tropical fish store. I'm not sure if that's just clickbait. I doubt it, but I'm not sure. I'm sure everyone in the fish game will support him. He's an amazing fish keeper, very, very intelligent, and I think if anyone's got a good chance of starting a fish store, Redfish Bluefish is going to do great. I think he's going to do phenomenal. So hopefully we can all support him with that.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Absolutely. I think that was all the new fish stuff that I wanted to go over for the day. Yes. So on to the fantasy football really quick. So I know not all of you guys are all fantasy football people, but a bunch of the Fish Fam members have signed up for a family fantasy football tournament here for this year, and we were having so much fun. I just barely beat Danigan Aquatics in a nail biter of a game. the other day, and we have more games coming up tomorrow. And I think it's so much more fun to be able to do fantasy football with people that you know. Paige is in the league; she's doing good. I know you
No,
you had
I
a
lost
tough
my first
you had a
game.
tough loss, but you know you've had, like I said, you have had some tough luck in fantasy football the past couple of years.
I know.
You have had some of the most injured teams that I've ever seen in fantasy football. I can't
would.
even believe
I
it.
know how to pick them.
There's no way you could have known. There's no way that there's any, that's not within your control. I mean, the injuries cannot be predicted. Besides the fact that some players do seem more injury prone, but the people that you're picking are not necessarily injury prone people, and
Yeah.
we really love having fun. I tried to get Chattanooga Ed on the stream today with us to go over that. He is the commissioner of the fantasy football, but maybe we'll do a separate stream for a little update on that when he can join us at some point. But he was out busy doing something, so we'll see. But what? But I don't know. We won't spend.
Playing fantasy football.
Oh wow. Yeah, but I know not all of you guys are into that, so we'll move on from that. But yeah, Sherryfish, it is true. Redfish, Bluefish, I'm pretty sure he'll do an amazing, amazing job. What else did I say we were doing for this stream today? Man, my memory is no good. I cannot remember.
You want to talk about your other characters that you're super excited about?
Oh, something that I haven't bought in over 18 years. Some of you guys have seen me on the streams once in a while playing guitar. And I have a little acoustic guitar, a Fender, that I've had for like 18 years. And I just love that guitar. I love playing guitar. I know I'm not the greatest guitar player. But I love just messing around and mostly just playing for myself. I don't really feel very comfortable playing for other people. I haven't played for many people. I played a couple times in the streams and stuff like that, but I don't know. I know I'm not a professional guitar player, and my best friend since preschool, Josh, who's been in the streams once in a while, is a professional guitar player. So when I compare myself to an actual professional, I'm kind of like, maybe no one wants to hear me play
you're
guitar.
You're comparing yourself to someone that's been playing for most of his life.
I mean, that's his job. He's a guitar player for his job.
You can't make that comparison. Like, for the amount of time that you spend on it, you're really good.
I play like maybe once a week. I haven't even picked it up in the past couple of weeks. We've been working on stuff outside, and man, it's getting colder out now though, so I don't know how much we're going to be doing.
Like super quick.
Yeah, fall hits super quick.
Fall's my favorite, but it's getting pretty cold.
But so I did, after 18 years, I purchased a new guitar, which should arrive probably early next week. I am so excited.
He keeps checking the tracking like every 5 minutes.
I know, every 5 minutes I'm checking the tracking.
Every 5 minutes.
I got an acoustic electric resonator guitar. I wonder if I can pull up a picture of that for you guys really quick. Let me see.
It's right there.
Yeah. Let me pull this up. Let me
you want to
see.
show that off.
Share the screen, Chrome tab. Let's see. Check that out, guys. I am so excited. Look at that beast. It is called a Sunburst Tobacco color. I think that thing is beautiful. I love the sound that these resonator makes. It's a very bluesy sound, which really reminds me of, if any of you guys have seen the show Sons of Anarchy, the theme song to Sons of Anarchy has such a cool sound to it. And, it's not a professional guitar. It wasn't, like, super expensive or anything, but I'm really excited to have something new. Oh, my gosh, we have a celebrity in the house. The one, the only Fishy Biz. Look at what's cracking, Fishy Biz. This is what's cracking right now. This guitar is what's cracking. That's what's going on. You know what that reminds me? I need to order a Fishy Biz towel The towel he always has.
Yeah.
I need to get one of those for fish stuff.
For
Fishy
sure.
Biz, after this stream, I'm ordering a towel. Everybody order a Fishy Biz towel right now, all right? So that's what's cracking. There's
You know
always
what?
many things cracking.
You know what? I was on Instagram earlier and I came across Fishy Biz, and he was doing a voiceover for just like fish and like a surfer guy, and it was he was actually really good at the voiceovers and made me laugh. So good job, Fishy Biz.
That is awesome. That is really, really cool. I've been missing some of his streams. I'm not sure. Are you streaming on Mondays still? Don't tell me. You know what, Fishy Biz, are you streaming during Monday Night Football? Because that's going to be an issue. I'm going to have to be getting multiple screens going if you're streaming during Monday Night Football, because it's football time, all right? It is it is football time.
You're welcome.
Oh, I like that.
Thanks
Miss
for the laugh.
AWA. I like
Yeah.
that. What's going on, Rainer? Welcome to the stream.
Hi, Maynard.
Love it. Yeah. But I am so excited. I guess maybe next stream I'll do a little debut of the guitar. See if they like it.
You should play a song for everyone.
My buddy Josh, who's a professional guitar player, I think there's a way that I can actually hook the guitar directly into my computer so that the sound will directly go through to you guys. So it's not going through the speaker.
Right.
It'll go directly through the computer and give a perfect sound. But I don't know exactly how to do that, so I'm going to have to... Listen, I like me some foosball, man.
Foosball.
I like me some foosball. Wait,
Oh, he's doing fantasy.
wait a minute, Fishy Biz. How come you're not in the fantasy league with us? Are you not in the fantasy football league that we have going? There's like 12 of us in that league. Man, if you're not in there, that sucks. And you're doing one. I love fantasy football. It's so much fun. I usually do it with all of my friends, friends that I grew up with and that I've been around. But they're not doing it this year. They're all backing out. So I was like, whatever, man. I'm just doing one random people league on ESPN that I always try to do, just with randos. And we're doing the fantasy football league with the Fish Fam. That's got 12 members. And we're having a lot of fun. I like that we can all talk trash to each other. It was awesome that during the game, Alien Aquatics kept calling me and being like, "What's going on with this?" Man, I wish you were in this one too. Not sure, but I'm always down. Man, we need to get another league going. We should start a late league then.
Can you
always,
do it?
Yeah,
Can
you
you
can
do a late one?
Yeah, you can always do it. But the problem is with that is trying to get everyone organized for a new draft.
I'll do that one too.
But I really think that the more fish family we can get in these leagues, the more fun it's going to be.
Yeah. Cool.
Ooh, I'm going to be on Big Tank Hank Friday. That should be a good one. That's true.
That would be good.
We always love Big Tank Hank coming in with the sirens in the
Yeah.
chat. That's
Yeah.
always super fun. Love seeing him drop in. One of the things that I saw on the latest video from the King of DIY, he was talking about how he kind of lost inspiration for setting up his tanks, and he
Yeah.
kind of got it back by doing the little scape contest that he's doing with his family and stuff. That I find that happens sometimes too. Sometimes I let some of my tanks go. So I concentrate on one or two and then make them look really awesome, and I realize that some of the other old tanks are kind of just like, meh.
Well, you don't really let them go because you're really good about keeping the water clean and everything else. But you mean like as far as like scaping it,
Yeah.
or changing things around?
Yeah, like scaping it a little bit differently.
Yeah. But you never like neglect your tanks at all. They always look pretty good.
Yeah, some of them do get a little bit too much light sometimes, and they grow that hair algae, which drives me nuts. I think some of it looks kind of cool though. I think
like it too.
I think a certain amount of hair algae actually can look cool, and it does serve a purpose. It actually is good for the tank.
It looks healthy.
But sometimes it gets all over everything, and it just looks really dirty. But I think it can look good. I think especially when it's wading back and forth, and there's hair algae in nature, so it's
Yeah.
there for a reason.
And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to recreate like their natural habitat as much as possible.
We got my spicy food brother, Larry D. What's going on, man?
Hi.
That reminds me, I gotta do a re-up of some of my hot sauces. I'm getting pretty low on some of my hot sauces, and I do have a picture. I think I saved something. There was one that Larry D recommended to me in one of our last hot spicy live streams. I can't remember what it was called, but I'm pretty sure that I have it saved in my phone. I can't remember, but I'll have to look that up. But yeah, I'm excited either way about this guitar, guys. It's just been so long since I've had one, and I just can't wait to get my hands on this thing.
The cool thing is then you say it's a combination of an acoustic and electric.
Yeah, it's an acoustic electric. Yeah, it's acoustic electric resonator. So it's kind of the best of all worlds, in my opinion. I've never had an electric. Well, that's not true. I've had an electric guitar for a little bit while I was in college, and I ended up selling it and getting my current acoustic that I have, a Fender that I have. But I don't know. I just can't wait to get my hands on that thing. It's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait to hear you play it.
Yeah, I can't wait. Oh man. I'm trying to see what else. What else did I order from Aquarium Co-op? Let me look up my email. Ordered a bunch of stuff. Let me see. So I got some Cryptocorn, Wendy. Oh man. Wendy.
Just hold it up.
Yeah, I got some crypts. I got some moss balls. I got some banana plants. I got some just some food for my shrimp. I got a little Aquatop power head for my alien tank to get a little more flow going in there. I got all the USB nano pumps. I think that was about it. I think that was it. I think so.
Looks like Rockford is also waiting for stuff to come.
Robert Fiskeven, come on, where's the mail? Getting my first SSD today. I think solid state drive for your computer. Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure solid state drives are awesome. I load all of my most used video games on my computer to my solid state drive. That's what he's talking about. That way they load like that. It is so awesome.
I hope it comes soon.
Yeah. Thank you, Larry. I really am. Man, I can't hold back my excitement for this guitar. I just can't wait. I just can't wait. It's going to be awesome. So next week I will try to do a, like I said, an unboxing video of the Aquarium Co-op stuff that I got. All the new fish from Aquahuna, whatever it is. We'll see how they do. Like I said, I got 20 Cardinals and 10 Rio Flame Tetras, which I believe I'm putting the Flame Tetras with the Angels over there. We'll see how they do. To go with the Cherry Barbs. I think they'll do okay. I don't think... We'll see. I think if there's not any nipping going on right now between the fish that are in there, I think we'll be okay. And if there is, I will get my net out and I will make sure that they get moved to a tank where they're not going to be nipped. The other thing that I would recommend to people, if you guys haven't done it, I had the little terrarium tank, Huna. Yeah, Huna. Thank you for the phonetic spelling, Chevy Fish. If you guys haven't set up a terrarium tank or a tank that's, a paludarium, which, half part water, part land, I really recommend getting some red claw crabs. I bought like 6 of them a while ago, and they have been molting and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they are such a cool little addition to tanks. And I haven't had them crawl out of the tanks or try to escape at all, even though there are some openings in that tank in the top.
This one.
Correct. They are not escaping. They seem to love it in there. I have a little paradise fish in there that's not messing with them at all. I also have some shrimp culls in that tank that they're not messing with at all. They're actually breeding quite prolifically in that tank, even though they're not good colors. They're like browns and clears. They're just, like the culls that I said that are from some of the better ones that I've had. But I do recommend, if you guys haven't had red claw crabs, give it a shot because they have some cool personality, even though they're shy. You'll see their like little eye peeking out, looking at you to make sure you're not coming for them. But they're awesome. They're awesome little crabs.
Some of them like to hide in the UFO.
Yeah, they like to hide in the UFO. They like to hide in little shells that I have in there. And I don't know. If you guys haven't got them before, get them. They're cheap. They're cheap and they're fun. And
pretty low maintenance.
yeah, they're pretty low maintenance. They haven't, attacked anything. They're pretty calm. So I don't know. Give it a shot if you guys haven't. Still using a Gen 1's hard drive at the boot. Talking about computer stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a nice gaming computer I've got in a while that's lasted me a long time. And man, I play a lot of games. I don't know if you guys are gamers at all in here, but man, I am I'm also not much. I'm a little bit of a Star Wars fan, but I've never been like huge like junkie of Star Wars fans.
You're more
But
Star Trek.
Star Trek, Stargate. Stargate's my number one.
Yeah.
Stargate has always been my favorite, space, show. I love Stargate. I'll watch season 1 through whatever over and over and over again.
Oh, why
But
don't you mention that new show we're watching that you like a lot?
Raised by Wolves? Oh, yes. So Dr. Black has turned me on to 2 shows, The Boys and Raised by Wolves. If you guys are into sci-fi at all, those are really good shows. The Boys is kind of a
Like superheroes.
like a real life, like kind of what if superheroes were real, what it would kind of be like. And it's super violent. It's super funny. If you guys haven't seen The Boys, go check that out. Season 2 is up to episode 5, I think. But Raised by Wolves is a really, really, really good show. I won't give away any spoilers, but basically the premise is that the Earth and humans have pretty much gone extinct due to wars versus basically religious people versus atheists, and the religious people created these necromancers, which are these androids that are just going around killing everything on the Earth. So they send some reprogrammed androids to a different planet to kind of start over, and they bring embryos of humans to kind of start over again. So the humans are being raised by androids and by AI intelligence, and it's just an amazingly good show. It's made by Ridley Scott, the guy that made Alien and a couple awesome other sci-fi movies. So if you guys haven't seen that, go check out Raised by Wolves. It is just mind-blowing. I think it's a scary concept for some people to think about, starting over again. But, we were talking about Elon Musk the other day.
Right.
About how, I think by 2050, he plans on having 1 million people living on Mars. And I think
Maybe
that's crazy.
his plan, but I don't know about the rest of the world.
Hey, I think a lot of people would go to Mars, if they could, and start over again. But I think it's a very smart idea. Like I said, whether you agree or not of living on Mars, or think if we should do that, or whether you think or not that the Earth will be destroyed, or that we're going to destroy ourselves as humans, I really think that you guys should at least keep an open mind that options are better than no options. I'd rather have a place for humans to go than not have a place for humans to go. Even if that means that me and my family are not going to live, I'd rather the human race still, be able to move on and survive. So,
Right.
oh, my brother from another mother.
Julian.
We got Mr. Julian in the house. What's going on, buddy?
We call him Julian Goulian. He loves that.
I believe Raised by Wolves is HBO Max, but I just find it on the internet.
You can find everything.
I just find it on the internet somewhere. So I'll send you
You steal it?
I'll send you a private link there, Julian, and I'll show you. I'll show you where it is easy to find some of these shows.
Did he make it? Did he make a grumpy face?
He did make a grumpy face. We got Big
Can't do
J.
anything about it.
Look, Big J, you and I are currently in competition for the largest beard. I think I'm catching up, right? I know you're worried.
I'll help
You getting worried? Look at
I'll
that.
help you.
I think Big J's getting worried because I'm, going to outdo his beard, right? No. I don't even like this, man. I don't even know. I don't like even having this on my face. I don't like the way it feels. Ooh, Water Wizard is new in the house. Thank you for dropping in, Water Wizard.
Cool.
And he's going to get me, he or she is going to get me on a tangent on a new subject of UFO stuff. Project Bluebeam. You ever heard of Project Bluebeam?
No.
Project Bluebeam is supposedly a project to have a false flag alien attack on us. A false flag would mean a fake attack, meaning it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I believe what the most common the most common idea of Project Bluebeam is that the government would have giant holograms projected in the sky of aliens coming down, of giant UFOs or spaceships hovering above giant cities, and kind of to freak us out.
Kind of like a drill to see like how everyone would react.
Either to see how we would react or to cause panic so that they can have more control over us and make new laws. I don't know how much I believe that they're going to do that. The problem is that there have been false flag attacks in the past. That I'd have to go back and look at some of them so I have my details correct. Yes, but not with aliens and UFOs. But there have been false flag attacks or false flag things going on to justify attacking another country or going to war with another country for certain things. Yeah. So, it's a very, very interesting topic. Thank you for joining Water Wizard and giving me always something to go on a tangent about.
I like the name.
Danica and my brother says I'm losing the battle for the beard battle. You're getting there, yeah. I don't know. I think I'm gonna shave after this
Donate
stream.
some hair, Big J.
I don't know. That's an epic beard of doom. I mean,
it's impressive.
I can never compete. You and your baby beard. Wait till it's long enough, people. You're from Iraqi. That's what I got. Oh my goodness. Hey, Wyoming in the house. What's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. What is going on there?
Welcome back.
Yeah, indeed. I think that's pretty much most of the stuff. Wow, we got some new people in the house today, guys. New here, hello, Runaway RV Nesters. Thank you for joining. I really do appreciate it. I hope if there's a possible way, if you guys feel like hooking up those subs for us, my goal is just to get over 410. I think I was at 408, 407, something like that before this stream started. So if it's possible to help us pass that 410 marker, we would really appreciate it. Been kind of stuck at that 400 for a while, but I don't know. The more I do these streams and keep my channel, the less the less I worry about how much numbers that I have, for the stream. I just enjoy being with you guys. But it's just cool to see new people dropping in, especially Water Wizard bringing up new topics that get me going. I am the super UFO guy, an alien guy. If you guys are new to my channel or our channel, I am obsessed with UFOs and all the stuff that's been coming out nowadays with, the Pentagon, saying that, they do have craft retrieved that are not made on this world. They're very careful how they word what they're doing, but it does seem that they are dripping new information, and it's like a slow drip of UFO disclosure, and they're spoon feeding us information slowly but surely, so that if there is something released or caught by the public in massive numbers or caught on a video that's basically indisputable proof, that people aren't going to get all this blown at them at once. It's kind of like we've been acclimating, kind of
weaning us.
Kind of like how you drip acclimate fish into a tank. You don't just dump them in most of the time. You acclimate them to temperature and to salinity if it's a saltwater tank. and slowly but surely they get used to the new environment. And I believe that's a very good analogy to what the government and the private contractors like Lockheed Martin are doing with this UFO disclosure, or giving us little bits of information slowly. And it's just really cool to see. And it's so funny that I've been harping on this issue since at least 2001, and so many people that I know, friends, family members, give me that kind of whatever kind of answer, or like, you don't know what you're talking about answer. And it's so funny that when I get together for dinners with my family or things like that, they're like, so what's going on with this? We heard this in the news. Like, now they're coming to me for the information to see what's coming out. And this is stuff that I've been talking about for 20 years that I've gotten a tiny bit of vindication that I'm not just the crazy UFO guy.
Years in between those vindications.
It's so frustrating that it takes so long for that stuff to come out. But it's really interesting that it's becoming more mainstream. It's been in so many mainstream news outlets, and it's just, man, I feel like it's coming. I feel like you're going to get something really interesting coming out soon. And they did say that they're going to be releasing new information. An official UFO investigation group is, been released by the government, that they're actually officially looking into it again, which unofficially they've never, ever stopped looking into this since the 40s and 50s. But I don't know. I think you guys should keep looking in the news for these things, and definitely check out the show Unidentified if you're interested in this subject. That's probably the most up-to-date information on UFOs that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Robert Bush King, let's UFO it up. I love Hangar 18. Yeah, that's a good show too. I believe that's a show, right? Hangar 18? Pretty sure. Lots of aerial activities here after first lockdown. Daughter witnessed with me and got a little scared because no noise was coming from it.
Yeah,
there is some stuff.
Yeah,
we've been seeing some stuff too, and I think a lot of people are home more, so they're going to be seeing stuff more. But I mean, man, get ready, people. I think you're going to get some of this stuff coming up. Oh no, he's going to get me on a whole new subject.
I know. We were actually watching a Bigfoot documentary with
Survivor Man, Les Stroud.
Yeah, and his experiences looking for Bigfoot or Sasquatch.
Correct.
So.
My answer is that I don't believe and I don't not believe. I think it's worth more investigation. I think the biggest problem with Bigfoot is that there's so many bullshitters in the Bigfoot field, which is why I really enjoy Les Stroud, going in with an open mind but being skeptical. I think that's in any kind of area of UFOs, Bigfoot, or cryptozoology. You need to go into it with an open mind, but be skeptical and don't just
believe everything you hear.
Correct.
Until you actually see it with your own eyes. But he's very good about believing people that I guess he, somewhat trusts. He'll take their word for it, but he won't fully believe it because he's like, I don't believe in anything until I see it with my own eyes. So he'll say, listen, you sound like a genuine person. Right.
How about, do you mind if I go on your land or into the same area where you say you saw something? Do you mind if I go out there and camp out there for, a few days or a few nights and see what I find, and just see what I can do. If I get audio recordings, video recordings, do some tests of, do they take apples and sandwiches that are being tested. But I think a lot of people, whether you believe or don't believe in any of these subjects, I believe that there's enough quote-unquote evidence, or at least anecdotal evidence, that at least warrants more investigation. Sure. Not that you have to be like a believer like that, but I think it should warrant more investigation into some of these subjects. And like I say, to a lot of people about UFO stuff that'll come up to me and ask me stuff, it's almost like they're trying to get me to convince them that aliens are real, but they want it done in a 5-minute conversation.
Yeah.
They're not willing really
And
to
you've
do.
been studying this since 2001.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, most people that come up to me and ask me about some of this stuff, to be honest with you, and I'm not throwing shade on these people, they might have more important things to do in their life, but they're not even willing to sit down and watch a 2-hour documentary on this stuff. You know what I mean? So if you're not willing to spend the time looking into this, whether you want to call BS on someone or be like, wow, I never knew that. Is that true? Like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I can't believe this. You got to be willing to put in the time to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think the biggest thing that you have to have in any of these subjects is a bullshit-o-meter. You have to have a good judge of character. And if people are trying to get attention for themselves, if they're trying to sell books, if they're trying to make money,
just get attention in some way.
that's a big red flag for me that there's something else going on. But at the same time, if you're going to be a dedicated researcher into one of these topics and you're going to make that your legitimate career, you have to put food on the table for your family.
Of course.
So you got to make money to survive. So who knows? You can't really just write someone off also just because they're making money.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, you got to be able to know when there's red flags popping up in your head. You're like, this person sounds a little bit iffy to me. Doesn't mean you shouldn't listen to what they have to say, but, you know, it's kind of like...
I really believe in, like, just observing and listening to what people have to say and just, you know, take it into account, but you don't necessarily have to believe everything, you know, like, you can just kind of absorb the information and then do what you want with it.
Correct. And that's kind of how I view politics in the news. Like, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican or even independent. I don't want to label myself anything, but I think if you're interested in finding out what's going on in the news, you have to listen to both sides. Like, I think it's interesting to listen to Fox News and MSNBC and CNN to, you know, they're all going to say the opposite things. But I think if you hear both sides, the truth of anything is somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? And if you're a rational person, you can probably come to your own conclusions about what's real and what's not.
I think it's important to listen to both sides.
So it says Bigfoot is an undocumented primate species. It could be true. Like, I always bring up the fact that the mountain gorilla was in the same category as Bigfoot a long time ago. The native people to that area were saying that mountain gorillas were real and describing them, and these other people.
Wait, what's the scientific name for that, like that really big...
Gigantopithecus.
Yeah.
Gigantopithecus was a real animal that existed, I believe, in the Ice Age times. I can't remember the exact how many thousands of years ago or it was, but there was a species called Gigantopithecus, which is, if you look at what a Gigantopithecus is, it is just a giant Bigfoot type creature, and that was a real thing. So it could have survived, I don't know, but like Julian was saying, if it's real, he's the best ninja ever to not be discovered yet. It is just...
We did hear that they're, like, nocturnal, or, like, that's the theory, is that they're kind of nocturnal and they come out more at night.
It could be.
So maybe that has something to do with, like, the very little sightings there have been.
Yeah, I just don't know. I think... I don't know. There's so much BS in the Bigfoot field that it kind of makes me shy away from it and it doesn't make me not believe, but I'm more inclined to spend my time researching the UFO or alien subject because there's a lot more evidence, videos, and radar. There's radar documentation. There's so much stuff. David Fravor coming out about, chasing the UFO in his F-18 Super Hornet. I mean, there's just so much more that you can find about the UFOs that seems to come from legit people than the Bigfoot thing. But I don't know. I'm not writing it off, and I don't know. Interesting. Okay. Runaway RV Nestor says, my friend has a channel called PAC West Bigfoot. He lives in Oregon.
Cool.
That's one of the biggest spots. Oregon is a big spot for the, sightings of Bigfoot. And I believe Oregon is where Patterson Gimlin film, the famous Bigfoot footage, if you believe it's real or not, that's where it's supposed to have come from. I'm sorry, what did you say?
But did Les Stroud go to Oregon for some of his
I believe he has. I believe he has. Let me see. In July, they let a private plane fly through the area. He got some good pics of Area 51. Yeah, Area 51 is a very interesting base. S4 is a closely connected to Area 51. It's a section where supposedly Bob Lazar. Thank you. My brain is missing names right now. Bob Lazar supposedly worked on reverse engineering some alien technology and flying saucers and things like that. What I want to know is where are the alien beings, and I hope we don't just kill them. I agree too. I don't want to just kill something like that and start a war, but who knows?
Probably kill us before we could kill
them. 2 hours is too much for most people. I agree. But the thing is,
depends on your level of interest, I guess.
But I feel like if you're not willing to spend the time, you're never going to get better at it. Like, let's say I wanted to get into the NBA. I want to be a professional basketball player, but I'm not willing to practice for more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
How good am I going to get at that?
Not very.
If I want to get good at math or calculus, but I'm only willing to spend...
That would take me 2 lifetimes.
I'm only willing to spend a half an hour, or I only want to go to a mathematician and say, well, explain to me calculus in 5 minutes. I want to be really good at it and know all of it.
Right.
It's not going to happen. You have to spend the time if you want to know about the subject. You got to hold down the fort for a moment. I got to take a bathroom break.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry.
Let's see. Chevy Fish says, supposedly they analyzed hair samples from Bigfoot sightings and said it's from an orangutan, probably escaped from a circus. That's the thing. There hasn't been any DNA discoverings of Bigfoot, so that's a big thing. Danikin believes Bigfoot is real. Definitely could be. And why not in Wyoming? Just be open-minded is all we're asking. That's true. I think it's very important to be open-minded when it comes to wanting to learn. Are you referring to Bigfoot as live bears? I don't know. Chevy Fish, I think it would be hard to admit if you see one, so I think these people are genuine for the most part. Yeah, because a lot of these people you come across and that Les Stroud's interviewed, a lot of times they don't like talking about it because they know people aren't going to believe them, or most people, are going to be very skeptical from the start, and they don't want to appear crazy, but they can't explain what they saw. I mean, they see it with their own eyes, and they know it's a very strange occurrence, but they have a story to tell. But that's true. A lot of people don't want to be seen as crazy, or I was telling about Chevy Fish's comment. These people are genuine for the most part because nobody wants to be looked at as the crazy person with the Bigfoot story.
Correct.
But
correct.
They also want to do something with that information and feel better about what they experience.
Yeah. I think our call for trying to get to 410 has backfired. We have gone -1 sub for the day.
No. Maybe it was when I was on.
We're at 407 now. Man, we're going backwards. That's all right though. Larry says if people would stop looking for monsters, we would find these animals. Maybe. Danny can say, I live here in Oregon, and there's way too much land not to believe they could live undetected. Yeah, if you look at some of the swaths of land and how much area you'd have to cover to be like, yeah, there's nothing there. It's a giant, uninhabited
Just
for
like
the
when
most
it
part.
comes to space, like, it's silly to think that we're the only, like, beings, you know, besides us and the animals. Like, there has to be something more.
Yeah, I don't know.
And there's so much in the ocean that hasn't been discovered yet.
Yes.
We're discovering new beings all the time.
Here's the thing. Flying cars are actually coming. They're actually pretty close to that. You're not going to be flying them yourself. It's going to be like a programmed drone. You're going to get into this little pod. As far as I've researched into this, they are basically going to be, you're going to get in this little flying car pod. You're going to program in where you want it to go, and it's going to kind of drop you off where you need to be. Transporters, I don't think they'll ever, even if teleportation was real, which it might be real, and I mean, I think they did say they transported like a atom or something, or a tiny thing. But even if they could transport people, they would never release that to the public because that would be too much of a threat for people transporting bombs or, you know, transporting into people's houses or things like that. I think that would be very, very dangerous to release. What's going on, Dead Fred? Welcome. It is hanging well. Very cool.
Indeed.
Cloaking devices and invisibility, screams Chevy. That is a really, really easy thing nowadays. They do have cloaking and invisibility now. They can make anything disappear.
Right.
There's various ways to go about doing that, about bending light. So I don't want to get into bro science about how
Didn't
that
you say
works.
something like it reflects what's below, so you can't see it from below because it's reflecting.
One of the
what you
ways
normally
to
see
do
or
it is to project. Like, let's say I have my wallet here. Let's say my wallet is a plane, okay, and it's flying along like this. What they'll do is they'll have cameras pointing down on the surface, on the belly of the aircraft, that's just projecting an image of what's above the aircraft. So let's say there's clouds above the aircraft. It'll project an image on the bottom of the aircraft, what's above the aircraft, so that you can basically be invisible almost.
Right.
It's not 100% invisible. It's kind of like if you guys have ever seen the Predator movies, where it's kind of like wavy a little bit. But that is a real technology, and that's been around for a while. So I would not be surprised to see that stuff come out.
Military, right?
If Bigfoot is real, why isn't some sacred person or one scared person shot one or something like that? That's a good question. Look, there's a lot of interesting questions about the Bigfoot issue and why isn't this happen? Why isn't that happen? I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. And like I said at the beginning of the conversation, I don't believe and I don't not believe.
Right.
I just am interested. So we'll see what happens here.
Exactly.
Man, the chat was blowing up. Woo! We have mountain lions here, and the only time they are seen is every few years when one gets shot.
Wow.
Creatures can exist without us seeing them.
They're very,
True.
very sneaky.
And what Les Stroud was saying in his last video was that you almost never ever find the bones of predators, like a cougar or a mountain lion or even bears. I mean, they do sometimes find them, but most of the time you don't see predators because I think he was saying they usually go somewhere when they're dying. They go somewhere to, like, I don't know. You know, I don't want to bro science that either, but that's an interesting thing that you don't see the bones of predators out in there most of the time.
Maybe they're being abducted.
Rockford says, I think 25% of the country is unexplored. Yeah, there's a lot of area that's unexplored.
So much we don't know yet.
Think about Bigfoot and dire wolves. Dire wolves are giant wolves that used to exist. Dire wolves
They're
used
like
to
in the Game of
exist.
Thrones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like
They are
those.
giant wolves that used to exist, I believe also in the Ice Age period of time, that were just huge, scary wolves. the name gets changed, skunk, ape, or lion, to explain what should be confirmed crypto. Yeah, and the interesting thing I think about Bigfoot also is Native Americans have over
so
they
many
have
names.
over 100 names for the same thing. So it's very, very interesting. And a lot of times they have lists of animals that are in the areas that they used to see. And there's like all these normal animals, like they'll say, birds, bears, mountain lions, but then in the same list it's Bigfoot, and then it goes back to another normal animal, and it's like, to them it seems like just a normal part of nature. That's something that's just been there.
Yeah.
And it's not like,
because it would become the same thing for us. It's like if an animal, is well known, or like we see it all the time, it just becomes another animal that we're used to. But if it's something that people hardly ever see, then it's like this big thing. Oh my God, Bigfoot.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Daniken brings up a very good point. They are still finding tribes of humans in the Amazon that have not been seen and still live very primitive lives. So that being said, I truly believe Bigfoot could and does live. It's definitely possible. I mean, that's the thing. Like, just don't write it off.
I mean, it's not that unbelievable, because it's like what's the prehistoric name for it again?
Gigantopithecus.
Yeah, it actually used to exist, and they have the fossils from it and everything, and that's proven. So it's just maybe an evolved form of that, possibly.
Absolutely, and maybe if it is there, it probably is very intelligent.
There's tons of big apes.
Absolutely, absolutely. John Doe, let's find the chupacabra. You know what chupacabra means? The translation?
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that a while ago, but I can't think of it right now.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the translation for chupacabra is goat sucker.
Oh, really?
Goat sucker. Because they find these things that are drained of blood, and things like that. But
is that another thing where there's like no trace of the blood and nobody knows what happened to the animal? Is it something like that?
I don't know. I don't have a lot to speak on my knowledge of the chupacabra. My initial reaction to chupacabra when I first started hearing about it, I think the most likely explanation, and I could be wrong because I haven't done a ton of research, is that it's animals that have mange. You know what mange is?
No.
It's a disease that animals like dogs and wolves and all sorts of other animals get, which is a skin condition. So they lose most of their hair. Their skin becomes very dry and hard and cracked, and it looks really strange. I mean, even if, a lot of animals that you'll see, if they don't have any hair, they look very different. They look really, really weird. Like, look up what an owl looks like with no hair. That is some freaky shit. That is some freaky stuff. Like, I'm telling you, there are animals that, like a bear. Look up a bear that doesn't have any hair on it.
Or a kangaroo. They look super buff.
They look
muscular.
Freaking weird, man. So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Chupacabra. I know he's giving me the funny face, but it's definitely an interesting topic as well. Robert Fisher eating Bird of Prey from Star Trek for the win, warp cloak, and can land on planet. Yeah, Birds of Prey are pretty cool. Green screens. Helium tick, I believe. They haven't shot any aliens either. There's so much stuff. Like I said, you can go back and forth about all this stuff, but the thing is you just gotta keep doing the research. You gotta keep spending the time to see what's real and what's not real in your own mind. And I think eventually we're gonna get some solid answers on some of these subjects.
Anything worthwhile takes a while.
Fair enough. So Dead Fred says to John Doe, plenty have been caught and many don't resemble one another, leading to the thought there are multiple species being called the same thing. Absolutely. That's why, one of the things they talk about with Bigfoot is that there's Bigfoot, but there's also Yeti.
Right.
You know what I mean? So one might live in an area where they camouflage in better with their environment in the wood-like setting, but a Yeti would more want to blend in with a snow setting.
Maybe it's the same thing, but they've evolved, according to their environment.
Correct. And when you think of leopards, there's different. There's regular leopards, and then there's snow leopards.
Yeah.
And they're very similar, but they're colored differently to adapt to their environment. So definitely could be, and that's why I think the Native Americans had so many different names for them.
Right.
I mean, but just look at people. Look at how much people vary.
Yeah.
Like,
We're all the same.
dude, I feel like if
But we are different too.
I feel like if aliens came down and I was standing next to the mountain from Game of Thrones, that giant jacked dude, they'd be like, well, these two aren't the same species. Look at that skinny Kermit the Frog arm dude with his tiny little arms versus the mountain.
I don't know who
You
you're
know? Like,
talking
we'd be
about.
different species. Like, look at me and like LeBron James. He's like 7 feet tall, like
Shit,
huge.
Look at me compared to any model. Like,
Oh my goodness.
we could,
I just think there's a lot of
do that all day.
variation. You know, there's a lot of variation in the human species as it is. There's some people that look completely different. They even found remnants of true hobbits on the
Yeah.
island of Florence, which I believe is near, I think it's close to Italy, but they found, you know, the bones of these little tiny
Yeah.
hobbit people.
And I mean, isn't it proven that there used to be giants too?
You know,
Or
I don't know.
Is that still a kind of a
That's an
theory?
interesting thing. That's been a very big conspiracy thing, and people
There have been
finding
people
bones
that
of
exceed
giants.
Oh
Yeah! Look at Yao
Like,
Ming.
yeah.
Yao Ming's like 8 feet tall. Like, I mean, look at Shaq.
Yeah.
Like me standing next to Shaquille O'Neal, we don't look like the same thing. We look like a completely different species. He looks like a way more superior species than I do. You know what I mean? Like, so who knows? Who knows? Man, we've been going for a while. I'm gonna try to wrap this up soon. Let me jump into some of these chats. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Man, people getting into this. My ex is a soul sucker. Does that count? Larry D. That is a funny one.
Same.
I love Pan coming in with the comedic release. I look freaky with no hair.
Yeah, any woman would.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Yeah, you know what I mean though. With no feathers, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, Rockford. There have been documented sightings of chupacabra. Has a small body like a doe or fox, and abnormally long snout. Yeah, it's definitely worth looking into, and I don't ever write it off completely. I just think it's the more likely, from the limited knowledge that I have, I think it might be animals that have mange, but who knows? The Texas chupacabra sighting from the police dash cam does look like a dog with mange, but its front limbs were so much shorter than its rear limbs, and its head was an abnormal size. That's why I think there's more investigation that should be looked into, but who knows? Who knows? Later, Danikin, thank you for
Bye,
stopping
Danikin.
by. We're going to head out to, I think, here as soon as I get to the bottom of the chat. I think here. Have you ever heard of Rougarou from the swamps in Louisiana? This is where I'm from. I have not heard of that. Can you describe that for us real quick?
I like the name Rougarou.
Denisovans, yep. People have some good, you know, that's what I love about the people that join us in our
Yeah.
chat. They are very knowledgeable about some of these subjects.
Yeah.
He said way more superior species. Yeah.
And all of us.
The legit giant bones are in South America, while European findings have been debunked as frauds, but they're on display in museums in Argentina and Costa Rica. I'm going to look into that more. You know, I always see those thumbnails come up on the YouTube feeds about giant bones being found. And, you know, I guess the reason I haven't gone into it more is I don't know how to go further with it, to know whether they're real or not. Are they fake or real bones? I just don't know. I don't know how to advance my knowledge on that subject, but I do think that if we found in the past that these giant, we put it up there. Good job, Rainer. Homo floresiensis, Indonesia. Thank you for my bro science correction. Appreciate that. You know, we found some of these very strange variations in the human form that used to exist at the same time as Homo sapiens. There were different kinds of humans living together at the same time. So who knows? But thank you for correcting me there, Rainer. I appreciate that. I definitely bro science that up pretty good.
Did you notice Hat Trick Farm joined the chat?
Hey, Hat Trick!
Hello.
What's going on there? Thank you for always helping me remember to say hi to people in the chat I'm missing.
I tried.
Raccoon with mange. Yeah, a raccoon with mange would look very strange and maybe have that little front, you know, the little front arms like you're talking about. So, I don't know. Wyoming got to head out. That's cool. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks for joining.
Love you guys. Phone dying. John Doe is heading out. We're going to head out too, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here, guys.
And Julian, this is the last comment I'll go through here for today, guys. Julian says, if you look at the Bible as a record of history alone, it does speak of giants at one point. Absolutely. That is definitely true. Man, it was... Hey!
Thomas C!
Hey! You were here the whole time. You didn't say nothing.
He's sneaking. He got a new turtle, I saw.
Oh, cool.
It's cute.
What's going on, Thomas C? Very, very
It's so
cool.
funny because he's always like, I got this new thing, but my wife doesn't like it.
Really?
Yeah. Or my wife doesn't think it's cute.
The turtle? Really?
I don't know.
I think turtles are cute. The one reason I haven't gotten turtles is because I've always heard that their tanks need so much maintenance because they're very dirty.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know. Either way, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us today and always, participating in the conversation and correcting me and my bro science lack of information gaps I guess I have in some of my topics.
You also know a lot.
But I do appreciate everyone joining in the stream and helping us out with some of that, knowledge gaps that we have. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us,
Knowledge
everybody.
gaps.
So many people coming on in at the end of the stream too. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys can check out the beginning and check out some of the new fish and new items we got. And the next stream, hopefully I'll be showing off my new resonator guitar. Some new fish and some new equipment, and I do a couple unboxing videos if I can make that happen for you guys. Thank you so much. We will catch you next time. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Woo.